She lived a long and extraordinary life in Mboka Waye Mai. She became the greatest healer the village had ever known, using the medicines Loma had shown her from beneath the deep. Deep in the heart of the Congo Basin, where the great river breathes like a living thing and the jungle swallows the light before noon, there existed a village called Mboka Waye Mai, the village of waters. The people of Mboka Waye Mai had a sacred rule passed down from their very first ancestors. No woman was to fetch water from the river after sunset. Not because of crocodiles. Not because of the current. But because of Nkosi Wa Moji, the spirit of the deep river, a being neither fully man nor fully water, who wandered the riverbanks when darkness fell, searching for a bride worthy of his eternal world beneath the waves. Now, in this village lived a young woman named Amara. She was the most beautiful girl in all of Mboka Waye Mai, but she was also the most stubborn. Where others feared, Amara questioned. Where others obeyed, Amara challenged. Her mother warned her every evening. Amara, when the sun kisses the treetops, you come inside. The river has ears at night. Amara would smile, kiss her mother's cheek, and say nothing. One dry season evening, when the heat was unbearable and the village well had run dry, Amara took her clay pot and walked toward the river, long after the sun had disappeared behind the forest. The jungle was alive with sound. Crickets, frogs, the distant cry of a night bird. But as Amara reached the river bank, everything went silent. A silence so deep, it had weight. She knelt down and dipped her pot into the cool black water. Then she saw him. He stood on the surface of the river as if the water were solid ground. He was tall, impossibly tall, draped in robes that moved like the current itself. His skin was the deep blue-black of the river at midnight, and his eyes glowed like two pale moons reflected in still water. "You are not afraid," he said. His voice was the sound of water over smooth stones. Amara looked up at him, heart pounding, but she did not run. "Should I be?" she replied. The spirit tilted his head, surprised. In all his centuries wandering the banks, no woman had ever answered him back. He smiled. "What is your name, daughter of the land?" "Amara." "What is yours, son of the water?" "I am called many things, but you may call me Loma." From that night, Amara returned to the river every evening. And every evening, Loma was there. He taught her the language of the river, how the water spoke differently before rain, how the current changed when something was about to die upstream, how the river remembered every body that had ever crossed it. He showed her plants that grew only underwater that could heal fevers no medicine man could cure. He told her stories of kingdoms that sank beneath the river thousands of years ago, whole civilizations sleeping in the deep, their gold still gleaming in the dark. And Amara told him of the land, the warmth of fire, the smell of rain on red earth, the sound of a mother's laughter, the weight of grief. They fell in love the way rivers and land always do, slowly, then all at once. Loma came to her one night with a gift, a necklace made of river pearls that no human I had ever seen, each one glowing faintly like a captured star. "Amara," he said, "come with me beneath the water. Be my wife. Live in my kingdom. You will never know hunger, never know pain, never grow old." Amara stared at the pearls. They were the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. But then she thought of her mother, her village, the smell of smoked fish and palm oil in the morning, the sound of children laughing, the feeling of red earth beneath her bare feet. She was quiet for a long time. "Loma," she finally said, "I love you, but I am made of earth and breath and bone. If I go beneath your water, I will lose everything that makes me, me." The river spirit looked at her, and for the first time in centuries, his glowing eyes were full of something achingly human. Sadness. "Then I will give you a choice that no spirit has ever given a mortal," he said softly. "Take the pearls. Wear them always. And whenever you are at the riverbank at night, I will find you. We will have our time between two worlds. And if I remove the pearls?" Before we continue, like, subscribe and comment for more interesting videos. Amara asked, "Then I will know you have chosen your world completely, and I will never disturb you again." Amara took the pearls. She lived a long and extraordinary life in Mboka Waye Mai. She became the greatest healer the village had ever known, using the medicines Loma had shown her from beneath the deep. She raised children. She buried her mother. She grew old and wise and beloved. And every few months, when the moon was full and the heat was heavy, she would walk to the riverbank alone at night. and Loma would be there. Two beings, two worlds, a love that never fully crossed and never fully disappeared. When Amara finally died at a very old age, the villagers found something strange. Her clay pot, the one she had carried to the river that very first night, was sitting by her bed, filled with fresh, cold river water. And resting inside it, glowing faintly in the dark, were the pearls. The elders of Mboka Waiemae said she had returned them to him. Others said he had taken them back to keep a piece of her close. No one knew for certain. And the river, as it always does, kept it secret.